Network. I'm Brandon Shanahan, broadcasting live in Quinlan, Texas, just ahead of this matchup between the Community Braves and the Ford Panthers. Community comes in looking for their first win of the Coach Arteaga era after a 34-14 loss last week against Canton in their home opener. It was a new-look Brave squad as Coach Adam Arteaga debuted his air raid style offense that featured a lot of success between the 20s. The Braves picked up almost 300 yards of total offense, quarterbacked by junior Grayson Calloway, who went 22 for 33 with 207 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. They moved the ball very well throughout the night. However, they were stopped on fourth down several times throughout the night, turning a very productive, efficient outcome into turnovers. And defensively, Community had a tough start, giving up touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. But after that, they battened down the hatches and allowed just 13 points in the final 2.5 quarters. The Braves will have a tall task tonight, holding off a hungry Ford Panthers team that is clawing to get back to the top of District 6-4A, and they looked every bit of that contender last week in their debut against Brownsboro, winning 49-28 at home. And to give you a good gauge on what we can expect from this Panthers offense tonight, I reached out to Ford head coach Todd Wallace for a depth chart to prepare for tonight, and he sent me one with 0 wide receivers listed on the roster. A quarterback, running backs, tight ends, offensive line, that's all they need. They're going to pack the box and run the ball. Just 5 passes thrown last week, 2 completed each to a running back. With their offense, traditionally a more balanced attack with senior quarterback Peyton Wallace leading the way for the Panthers. But if all goes well, they'll keep the ball on the ground and wear out the clock against a Community Braves defense that, as I mentioned, looked better throughout the game last week. Week 1 jitters all around football at every level we've seen, even last night with the Cowboys and Eagles. But we are about ready for kickoff here from Quinlan Ford High School in Quinlan, Texas. We'll get to see the home team on offense first, led by Peyton Wallace. The captains for tonight's game for Community: Vico Santabanez, Cash Elston, Grayson Calloway, Carson Bessa, and Jackson Bradley. It'll be a Peyton Wallace attack. Their top 2 runners last week, Mason Tigwe and Devin Williams in the backfield. 21 carries between the 2 of them for over 130 yards to go with Peyton Wallace's great night. 12 rushes, 82 yards, and a touchdown himself. And we are ready for kickoff. Ball boomed into the air, caught at the goal line, turns upfield, looking for a crease at the 20, breaks through the first level of defense, breaks the tackle inside the 35, and finally brought down just shy of the home 40-yard line. Defensively for Community, similar look to what we saw last week. We'll get to see Daniel Bamadale, who was a standout star as a sophomore, forced a fumble along the way. Corday Kolawe. Also on the interior defensive line, Jackson Bradley, Zyerick McClinton, Caleb Allred, Isaac Foy, who recovered that fumble forced by Daniel and Bo Long, Paho Holt, Carson Bessa, Chase Petty, and Grayson Abbott, the starters for your Community Braves defense. 1st and 10, just shy of the 40-yard line. Peyton Wallace under center, gets some motion, hands it off to Williams off the left side, tries to bounce it out. Very, very short gain, falls forward for what's probably going to result in a single yard. But 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. For the Panthers offensively, like I said, we'll see plenty of Peyton Wallace, Mason Tigwe, Devin Williams in the backfield. We'll also see Trevin Cisco get some handoffs. James Barker, not a starter listed, but he'll get plenty of carries throughout the night. And a pitch play off the left side, another minimal gain. Very hard-earned 2 yards, going to set up 3rd and 7 for the Panthers. They do have some pass catchers not officially listed as wide receivers in Skylar Piranio and Belcar Soda listed as tight ends. Will probably be outside of the running backs who got each of the completions last week against Brownsboro, the top targets down the field. 3rd and 7 for the Panthers. Wallace under center, sends a man in motion. Going going to be a quarterback power right up the middle. Runs over a couple of Braves past the first down and into community territory. First down for the Panthers. First and 10 for the Panthers on the community 46-yard line. Break the huddle with 10:23 left in the first quarter. Wallace under center again, loaded to the left side. Counter play, reverse off the right side. Looking for the boundary down the sideline inside the 20. It's a foot race, one man to beat, and it's a touchdown. 4 forward from 46 yards out. The first strike for the Panthers. They send the PAT unit out. Trying to make this a 7-0 lead early in the first. Snap comes in, hold clean, ball booted through the upright. 7-0 lead for the Panthers. And we'll get to take a look at this new look air raid offense on the other side. You're watching Community Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
Do you want to get ahead of the competition? Do you want access to a full indoor turf field, hit tracks and pro batter, pitching and hitting tunnels, pitching machines, golf simulators, a full-size gym, and more? Come to Inbounds Sports Training, right up the road from Community High School, located at 760 North FM 1138, or visit inboundssports.com.
It was a 46-yard quarterback reverse for the Ford Panthers to get things started 7-0. Now we're going to take a look at this Community Braves offense. They love to spread the wealth throughout, but a constant target and any spark that they're looking for is likely going to come from sophomore Eli Dixon. 7 receptions, 67 yards, a touchdown, and 12 yards out of the backfield last week. Was surely a spark when the Braves needed it. The kickoff fielded at the 25-yard line by Cade Connor. Tries to cut it back towards the middle of the field. The leading rusher from last week brought down at the 30. I'll set up first and 10 for the Braves. First and 10 for the Braves. Look fairly similar to what we saw last week. Grayson Calloway operates from the shotgun. He's got two backs with him to start off with, Cade Connor and Ronti Wilson. Two wide receivers to the top, sends one in motion. It's a handoff up the middle to Connor. Gets past the first wave of attack and brought down for a short gain. We'll also see Eli Dixon, as we highlighted at the beginning of the drive. Adam Allred and Cash Elston rounds out the primary wide receiver group. We'll also see quite a bit of Dylan Testa. And the offensive line anchored by senior Vico Santabanez. We'll also see Isaiah Arias, Hunter Rollins, Larry Wade, and Nathan Clark in the trenches for the Braves. 2nd and 6. Send a man in motion. It's Connor. Callaway looks over the middle and just ripped out of his hands, but a late flag comes in. Pass intended for Dixon and broken up in the secondary. I wonder if he got there just a smidge early. Looks like that's what it will be. So a free first down for the Braves. First down's not a problem last week. Moving between the 20s fairly efficiently. Not a whole lot of big plays generated, but that's what this offense is built around, is spreading out the defense, getting the ball to your playmakers in space, because when you have to spread out the defense and they have to worry about everybody, then you can really hone in on nobody. Handoff to Ronti Wilson. Breaks a couple of tackles and tripped up at the 40 for a 12-yard gain. First down, Braves. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line into Panther territory. Community in their all-white road uniforms, the debut of the new swag. All whites from top to bottom, white helmets, white jerseys, white pants with dark blue numbers. Broadcaster's favorite, very easy to read. Appreciate that. Hand off to Connor between the tackles and brought down at the point of contact for minimal gain, maybe even loses a yard. His second carry of the game. 2nd and long. You have Cash Elston and Eli Dixon at the bottom of your screen. Adam Allred at the top. Both backs in the backfield with Connor and Wilson. Didn't see a whole lot of this last week. They opted more for a pass catcher. This time they kick Connors out of the backfield. He swings out for a route. Callaway in trouble. And brought down for a sack. First sack of the game by either team. And that's going to be Emmanuel Sevilla on the sack. Sets up 3rd and 15 for the Braves. Now you're on plus side of the field, so if you can pick up about half of this yardage, you have a good look on 4th down. Now we're taking under 8 minutes left in the quarter. Callaway gets the snap, drops back, looks for a screen. It's Dixon in and out of the hands. A very well drawn up play, just can't quite come through. Some pressure getting through that offensive line movement from Devin Williams for Ford, and they'll send out the punt unit. Play the field position game. I'll tell you what, if Iowa can win 10 games a year punting the ball, playing field position, Community can play that game too. 7:38 on the clock in the first quarter. 7-0 Panthers lead. And it's Adam Allred out to do the punting duties. Nobody back for Ford. Rather play the fake if they can, and some early penalty. It looks like Community will move back a little bit further. Now they send a couple of returners back in Williams and Mason Tigwe. Allred gets the snap right in the chest. Boots very high, not very far. And gets a perpendicular bounce. And that's where we'll see this Ford offensive attack. Didn't take them long to score the last time. We'll see what they have cooked up. It was a 46-yard run from Tyler Andrews. Braves held tight the first couple of plays of the drive, set up a 3rd and 6. It was a quarterback power from the quarterback to get things past the line of scrimmage. Now he's looking to throw, has a man in the flat, inside the 40-foot race. Nobody's going to catch him. It's a 65-yard pitch and catch from Peyton Wallace to Mason Tigwe. One play and another touchdown on the board for the Panthers. I was in the PAT unit, out snap good and through the uprights. 14-0 lead for the Panthers with 7:20 left to go in the first quarter. You're watching Community Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
Braves fans, do you need some dental work done? Well, come on out to Levon Family Dental. Dr. Casey Draper and his staff provide you with high-quality dentistry. using the latest in technology and modern convenience. Check them out online at LavonFamilyDental.com or call 972-853-2100.
Start off for the Panthers and 2 touchdowns. 14-0 lead with 7:19 left to go in the first quarter. Last one was courtesy of a 63-yard pitch and catch from Wallace to Tigwe. Sent the back out of the backfield down the seam, hit him, and then beat out the Braves secondary to pay dirt. The Braves on their first offensive opportunity moved the ball, picked up a couple of first downs, stalled out about midfield. It was a sack against Callaway that really derailed momentum. Connor scoops up the kickoff at the 30, drags a couple of defenders past the 35, and that's where the Braves will start their second offensive possession. Cade Connor got the first 2 carries of the game. Ronte Wilson with a 12-yarder as well. They also set up a what looked like was a promising screen pass to Eli Dixon. Just past the line of scrimmage, has blockers in front of him, couldn't quite connect from Callaway. Stalled out the drive where they had to punt it away, and then one play later, the Panthers are in the end zone. Similar set to what we saw the first time, 2 wide receivers at the bottom of the formation, and Elston and Dixon all red at the top. Both backs in Cade Connor and Ronte Wilson in the backfield with Callaway. Callaway drops back to pass, tries to set up that same screen to Dixon. This time he completes it, turns up the Jets. Just to midfield, first down Braves. And that's exactly what they were hoping to connect with on the first time. Loved the look, came back to it. And for a gain of 17 on the play. And a timeout on the field. The home team will use it. 7:04 left to go in the first quarter. We'll take a break as well. You're watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
The J.R. Airy State Farm Agency is proud to support community ISD athletics. At the J.R. Airy State Farm Agency, we're all about protecting what matters most: your family, your home, your future. Just like our Braves fight for every win, we're here to fight for you with personalized insurance and financial solutions. Cheer on Community ISD with us, and let's secure your tomorrow together. Like a good neighbor, JR is there.
First completion from Callaway goes to 17 yards. Picks up the first down for the Braves on their first play of the second drive of the contest. Eli Dixon showing off the wheels. 1st and 10. Callaway back to pass. Immediate pressure, steps in and swarmed by a gang of Panthers in the backfield. Loss of 7 on the play. Now sets up 2nd and long. When this offense is humming, they stay on schedule, make the routine plays. Haven't seen them be able to pull out too much down the field to pick up good chunks that would be timely for a 2nd and 17. 2nd and long. Callaway gets the snap, boots right, comes back left for a screen. There's Dixon, and a lot of grass in front of him past midfield. Pushed out of bounds near the 45-yard line. Picks up the sack yardage and then some for a 3rd and 5. His second completion of the night. Second reception to Dixon. Now 3rd and 5. 6:20 left in the first quarter. Adam Allred at the top of the formation. Cade Connor, Ronte Wilson in the backfield with Callaway. Connor looks like he'll take a few steps up just off tackle. Imagine we'll see a handoff to the right side or right behind Connor. That's exactly what we'll see, a hole between the tackles. Ronte Wilson picks up a hard-earned 3-yard carry. And now Now 4th and 3, right where the Braves want to be. Perfect spot to push the tempo, go for the chains. Cash Elston at the bottom of the screen. Allred and Dixon up top. Both backs in the backfield with Callaway. 4th and short. Callaway kicks Connors out of the backfield, bobbles a snap, comes back to it, hits Elston on the screen, and a couple of blockers in front of him, turns on the Jets past the 30, dragged to the 15-yard line. First down for the Braves on a huge 4th down conversion. First and 10 for the Braves. Inside the red zone for the first time tonight. Callaway receives the snap, in trouble, has to evade a tackle, fumbles the football, and they're going to rule it incomplete. His arm was moving forward. They are going to ring him for intentional grounding, but all things considered, much better than ruling it a fumble, turning the ball over. We'll set up 2nd and a mile. Keeps the hopes alive, at least for a little bit longer. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot, plus a loss of down. It was wrapped up, looks like at the line of scrimmage. I'm waiting to see if they'll move him back any further. And they'll spot the ball at the 34-yard line. 2nd and 26, a little bit more work to do. 2nd and long. Callaway with the snap, looks down the field, fires out route to Elston, caught inside the 30. Picks up a good gain for 3rd and more manageable. I'll set up 3rd and 20 from the 28-yard line. Haven't seen the Braves attack down the field a whole lot so far in this early season, but this would be the spot if they were going to do so. Keep your eye on Eli Dixon in the slot on the bottom of your screen. Been their big playmaker. Safeties are in on the box, trying to take away the middle of the field. Callaway looking downfield, going for Elston. Fist fighting, just misses the connection at the goal line. And now 4th and 20 for the Braves. Fourth and 20 from the 28-yard line. Cash Elston, the junior wide receiver, getting a good chunk of the targets down the field. We'll see what Coach Artega and company have drawn up. Can't imagine there's a whole lot of plays that you have set up for 4th and 20. Well, we'll get to see what they have queued up here. 4:30 left in the first quarter. Looking down the field, this time for Dixon. Jump ball, can't come down with it. Results in another turnover for the Braves. 2nd time that they've turned the ball over on downs tonight. And now the defense tasked with finding some answers for this Quinlan Ford offense. Big play has been the Achilles heel for Community tonight. A 46-yard run for Tyler Andrews. Just 5 plays into their first drive. Then a 63-yard pitch and catch from Wallace to Tigwe. First and 10 for the Panthers. A pitch between the tackles. Tigwe, the ball carrier, powers his way for a mild gain. 6-yard gain on the play for the Panthers. Sets up 2nd and 4 from their own 33-yard line. Wallace gets the play. 7 seconds on the play clock. See if they get it off in time. 4 seconds, 2 seconds, and they call a timeout, their second of the half. Only got one remaining for the second quarter as a whole, and the final 3:36 of the first quarter. We'll take a break too. You're watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
The Community Athletic Booster Club is fired up to support our student athletes in Community ISD. With your help, we've awarded thousands in scholarships, boosted athletic excellence, and given back to every CISD sport, making a lasting difference in our students' lives. Next time you're on campus for a game, don't forget to stop by our concession stand. Every purchase helps us continue this incredible work.
2nd and 5, fresh out of the Quinlan Ford timeout. 3:35 left in the first quarter. 2 drives so far and 2 touchdowns for the Panthers. If that sounds pretty familiar, that's what we saw last week with the Braves defense. After that, just 13 points allowed in the final 2.5 quarters. But I'd like to get them on par quicker than later. Handoff between the tackles for a short gain. Don't think he's going to get the first down, but we'll see where they spot it. It's Mason Tigwe, the ball carrier. And it looks like he got wrapped up further back than I thought. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe fell back for a brief loss. There's a penalty on the field. Gonna go against Community. Maybe not. They are marching the ball down the field. Replay 2nd down. 2nd and 1 for the Panthers. Packed formation, Wallace under center. 2 backs behind each tight end. 3 minutes even on the clock in the first quarter. Braves trying to get their first stop of the contest and send a man in motion, play blown dead. And a timeout on the field. Based on where Coach Arteaga is standing on the field, I guess it came from him. That gives us the opportunity to tell you about our Brave of the Week. Brave of the Week is Kylie Bowman from Community High School. Kylie was nominated by Miss Fitzgerald for volunteering her time to serve in the Athletic Boosters concession stand during the varsity football game last week, all while wearing a sling. Read all of Mrs. Fitzgerald's nominations and check out the other Brags on Braves for this week. And don't forget to nominate a Brave for next week's honor. Homecoming is Monday. We'll be celebrating from September 8th through the 12th, beginning with our annual parade and pep rally set for Monday, September 8th, and co-hosted by KISS FM. Theme this year, Operation Excellence. Mission accepted, victory expected. You can find out more about the theme and read up on dress days and other important details on our website, communityisd.org. 2nd and short for the Panthers. Coach Arteaga still having a conversation with the officiating crew. 2:59 on the clock in the first quarter. Whatever the resolution of the conversation, Coach Ortega doesn't seem to be too thrilled about it. And now I believe we're ready to resume football. Wallace is under center, sends a man in motion. It's a handoff between the tackles, powers through past the 40 for a first down for Quinlan Ford. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. First down. Peyton Wallace under center. Trio of backs behind him throughout. Quarterback keeper off the left side. Stood up and eventually wrangled down just shy of midfield. Second and manageable coming up for the Panthers. Five-yard carry officially. Wallace just on their side of the 49-yard line. 2:15 and counting. In the first quarter, 14-0 lead for the Panthers. Scored touchdowns 46 and 63 yards on their first two possessions. Loading the left side, it's a halfback toss to the left. Turns upfield and smacked down right at midfield. Was waiting for a hole to open up, and then Bo Long comes in and shuts it down before it opens up. Now third down for the Panthers. Their second third down of the night, converted the last one. It was a quarterback power, basically a quarterback sneak with Wallace between the tackles and a downed Brave on the field. The Lady Braves volleyball team also in action, getting their season started off at Crandall on Tuesday. They're on the road for a tournament at Sulphur Springs Thursday and Saturday, and a road game at Dodge City, sandwiched between on Friday. 1:36 left to go in the first quarter, and we'll take a quick break while they attend to the downed Brave. You're watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
Let's remember to play, coach, officiate, and support the Texas way with respect for others, self-control, and true sportsmanship. Our student athletes are here to learn life lessons through sport. Win or lose, your actions during competition and in the stands reflect your character. Play with pride. Play with honor. Play the Texas way. Learn more at playthetexasway.com.
Third and 4. Just on the other side of midfield. Braves trying to get off the field. It's a quarterback sneak up the middle. Not as successful as the first one. I don't think he gets it. It's about 1.5 yards. See what Coach Wallace wants to do. How aggressive they want to be at midfield. And they're keeping Peyton Wallace on the field. 4th and 3 for the Panthers. Huge opportunity for the Braves to get off the field, score some momentum, and create a short field. Wallace under center. He'll keep it off the right side. Right at the sticks. Fumble on the field. See what they have cooked up there. Looks like fumble irrelevant. First down for the Braves. As Peyton Wallace gets it done himself on the quarterback power in between the tackles. Wallace name all over this program. Of course, we'll talk about Peyton Wallace quite a bit tonight. The signal caller behind center, Todd Wallace, the head football coach at Quinlan Ford, and also Caden Wallace, the assistant head coach for the Panthers. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Drops back to pass, fires downfield, has to come back for it. Incomplete over the head of his target, Tyler Andrews, down the field. And it's Paha Holt on the coverage. Playing far corner tonight for the Braves. 2nd and 10 with 22 ticks left in quarter number 1. Second and 10 for the Panthers. Longest second down attempt they've had so far tonight. Also the longest drive that they've had to grind through in their first 3 attempts. Counter play, handoff to the left side. Stood up initially and finally brought down by Chase Petty. And that should do it for the first quarter. 14-0 lead for the Panthers. After the first 12, we'll take a step back. You're watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
The Community Education Foundation is turning 20 this school year. Join us in celebrating 2 decades of braving the way for educational excellence in Community ISD. The foundation enhances educational programs through classroom grants, scholarships, and support of district initiatives. To date, more than $350,000 has been returned through the foundation to support innovative teaching ideas that enrich our students' education. Learn how you can support the foundation at communityisd.org/CEF.
The second quarter, 14-0 lead for the Panthers here tonight. We'll take a look at what's happening throughout the CHS schedule. Waxahachie Life taking on Canton there in the first quarter. Sanger and Pottsboro in action as well. Western Hills and Crum in the first quarter. Lake Dallas, number 11 team in the state, taking on Brewer 3-7 in the first quarter. And throughout the district, Frisco Panther Creek stalemate with Dallas Carter early. Aubrey Kennedale in the first quarter as well. Greenville, Sulphur Springs in action. We'll keep you updated on those games throughout the night. But a good one brewing here. 3rd and 5 for the Panthers. Peyton Wallace under center in their wing T formation. Slanted to the left, sent a man in motion. And Wallace keeps it off the right side. Stood up right at the sticks, and I think he's going to fall forward for the first down. It is indeed a Panther first down. The 1st and 10 for Quinlan Ford, just shy of the Braves' 30-yard line. Having to earn their yards more so than the first couple of drives. A 46-yard touchdown run and a 60-plus yard touchdown pass. That's how the Panthers got their first 2 touchdowns. The Braves, very similar to last week, moving the ball well, picking up some first downs, and then running out of gas once they get inside the 40. It's a handoff to the left side, blown dead. Handoff was meant for Xander Sharp. Well, we'll bring him back via the false start. 1st and 15 now from the 36. Break the huddle, stacked wing T formation. Extra back to the right side behind the tackle, sends a man in motion. Wallace, immediate pressure, has to fire it out towards the sideline, incomplete. Immediate pressure, and outstanding work from the interior defensive line. It was Ivan Martinez with the pressure. It was a play action pass as soon as Wallace finished the animation to look downfield. Martinez was in his lap. Sets up 2nd and 15. 11:08 left in the second quarter. Wallace under center. He slanted towards the bottom side of the formation. Hands it off end around to the right side. Gets to the sideline. Waits for a block and pushed out of bounds. And is a first down for the Panthers at the 21-yard line. Eleven minutes even left to go in the second quarter. Wallace under center, sends a man in motion. He's going to keep it himself off the right guard. Picks up a few hard-earned runs. 2nd and 7 coming up for Quinlan Ford. Shout out to Kevin Guzman, who is the 1,500th CHS student enrolled for the year, making this the first time Community High School has surpassed the 1,500 student milestone. We were able to surprise Kevin on Thursday with a plaque commemorating his special place in community history. Welcome to Brave Nation. Second down for the Braves. Tries to bounce it outside. Not happening. Immediate pressure and eventually brought down by Kelvin Shamawe. In the backfield, brings him down for a loss of 1. 3rd and 6 for the Braves defense. Third and 8. Man in motion. Wallace back to pass. Immediate pressure. Fires it in. Intercepted at the 10-yard line. Braves football. It's Paha Holt making a play on the ball, laying out, securing the catch, and creates the first turnover of the night for the Braves. And wow, what a great defensive effort there. You come out, you give up a 40-yard touchdown run in the first 5 plays. You get the defense back on the field, immediately met with a 60-plus yard touchdown pass. Down 2 scores. It feels a lot like it was last week where you fell down 3 touchdowns after the first 3 possessions, but the defense not making it easy that entire way down the field for the Panthers. And bend but don't break. Paha Holt with the interception, the senior defensive back, steals a possession for the Braves. Now it's their opportunity to put some points on the board. 9:40 left to go in the second quarter. Callaway in the shotgun with Connor to his right. Hands it off to Connor between the tackles. Waits for a hole to open up. Very patient run. Earns 6 yards on the carry. Second and 6. Callaway rolls out to his right. Looking downfield. He's bought some time. He'll take it himself. He's got some wheels. He'll pick up a few more yards, split the difference between the line of scrimmage and the sticks. Third and 6 now for the Braves. Stole a possession in the red zone on the Paha Holt interception. Trying to build on that momentum. 3rd and 6. Both backs in the backfield with Callaway. Elston and Allred at the bottom of the formation. Callaway back to pass. Tries to get it to Dixon. Blowing up immediately at the point of contact. 4th and 6. First punt from Allred wasn't exactly a boomer. And they will send him back out to punt. Allred out to boot her away. Nobody back to return it. So if you can just get one on the ground, you're going to have much work against. Booms it away very high, much better punt than the first one. Lands at the 45 and takes a Braves bounce right over the 50-yard line. First time the Braves got off the field last drive, and it was a very long and disciplined drive from the Panthers. Nothing coming easy. Picked up a couple of third down conversions, picked up a fourth down conversion along the way, all to be turned around with a Paha Holt interception in the red zone. So the defense back out onto the field with 8:49 left to go in the second quarter. Time to shout out one of the most important teams in Community ISD, our payroll office. Just a couple of reminders, September 1st through the 5th is Payroll Appreciation Week, and we want to take the time to thank our own outstanding payroll professionals, Stephanie Hobbs and Jennifer Allridge, for all that they do for Braves Nation. Without you, nobody gets paid, and if nobody gets paid, nobody's happy. First and 10 for the Braves, and a ball on the ground immediately scooped up. What a good bounce for the Panthers. And it's James Barker on the carry. Boy, hit him right in the hands, landed on the turf, right back up to his hands. Can't bounce a basketball with better precision than that. Gain of 9 on the play, 2nd and 1. Inside Braves territory at the 42-yard line. Wallace under center. And off between the tackles. Right back to Barker this time at the line of scrimmage. I think he dropped it again, but ends up back with the Panthers. So 3 consecutive plays. One did end up in a turnover in the Paha Holt interception. And then 2 balls on the ground to start off this drive. Opportunities are there for the Braves defense. 3rd and 1 from the 42-yard line. Wallace in the center. He's going to try to get it himself. Not quite the push that he's used to. They'll split the difference, pick up about a half a yard based on the initial spot. And they're going to give it to him. Fall forward for the first down. And the Panther on the turf. So we'll take a step back. You're watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
Do you want to get ahead of the competition? Do you want access to a full indoor turf field, hit tracks and pro batter, pitching and hitting tunnels, pitching machines, golf simulators, a full-size gym, and more? Come to Inbounds Sports Training, right up the road from Community High School, located at 760 North FM 1138, or visit inboundssports.com.
14-0 Quinlan Ford Panther lead with 7:40 on the clock in the second quarter. The story was offensive explosivity out of Quinlan Ford to start off the game. 5th play of the game was a 43-yard touchdown run to get things started. Braves moved the ball down the field, picked up a couple of first downs, stalled out right around midfield. Panthers get the ball back in a 63-yard touchdown pass from Peyton Wallace to Tigwe down the hash and into the end zone. So in the blink of an eye, 14-0. Since then, the Braves defense, just as we saw towards the middle of the second quarter last week, really batting down the hatches, making things difficult for the Panthers. They're still moving the ball down the field. Just picked up a first down on a Peyton Wallace quarterback power. But nothing coming easy, making them make the routine plays and stay disciplined out there. Nothing easy. Wallace back to pass. Looking, Holt almost with another interception, but he'll come back for the tackle, pushes him out of bounds at the 15-yard line. The same exact play that Paha Holt had the interception just a few minutes ago, but this time they're able to connect. A little bit of a cleaner pocket for Wallace. He's able to get some zip behind it. 7:23 now on the clock. First and 10 for the Panthers from the Community Braves 13-yard line. Wallace under center. Toss to the right side, looking for a hole, not one to be found. Devin Williams on the carry for Quinlan Ford. Maybe a yard. I think they'll let him fall forward for short gain, but 2nd and 8. With the clock ticking. Break the huddle with 17 on the play clock. Wallace under center. Pitch to the left side. This time Tigwe gets past the 10-yard line. Third and 5. Another third down opportunity for the Braves defense. Depending on how they feel about the kicker, could be 4-down territory for the Panthers. So plenty of work left still to be done. On the Braves defense, they're going to get the ball back within 2 scores. Wallace under center. Strong side to the right. Quarterback keeper. Contact immediately at the line of scrimmage, and he'll fall forward for about 1.5 yards. 4th and 3 for the Panthers. If you have a kicker, this would be the spot to use them. They'll keep the offense on the field. 4th and 2. Long 1, short 2. Traditionally use the quarterback keeper here. They'll hand it off to the left, and he'll earn a couple of yards inside the Braves 5. 1st and goal from the 3. First and goal for the Panthers. First time we've gotten to see the red zone offense. Saw it a little bit on the last drive before the Holt interception. Now officially 5 minutes and counting left before halftime. And a penalty marker on the field. And a false start against the offense. So sends them back a few more yards. Makes it a little bit more difficult. Ford now wants to have a chat with it. 4:54 left to go in the first half. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
The J.R. Airy State Farm Agency is proud to support community ISD athletics. At the J.R. Airy State Farm Agency, we're all about protecting what matters most: your family, your home, your future. Just like our Braves fight for every win, we're here to fight for you with personalized insurance and financial solutions. Cheer on Community ISD with us, and let's secure your tomorrow together. Like a good neighbor, JR is there.
First and goal from the 9. It was a false start penalty on the Panthers that moved them back near the 10-yard line. Makes it a little bit more difficult. Could also make the case, makes things a little bit more easier. Spreads out the field, gives you more room to work with. Quarterback power for the first time tonight. I think they bring Wallace back into the backfield for a loss. He's gotten cheap yardage throughout the evening. Not this time. Will fall forward to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 9. 4:36 and counting. Those quarterback powers, quarterback sneaks, however you want to draw it up, have gotten tougher and tougher for Peyton Wallace since the start of the game. I remember the first one he pulled up 8-yard carry just between the center and the right guard. Hands it off right to left, turns upfield, breaks a tackle, dives in towards the end zone. Great open field tackle there from the Braves defense to hold them from the end zone. Chase Petty playing the pivotal Brave position. On the defense, great open field tackle. Key points off the board for now. And now that false start penalty looming large. With 3:42 left before halftime. Wallace under center. Load up the left side. I'll hand it off right there. Falls forward for a Panther touchdown. Sneaks in, that's Mason Teague once again. His second touchdown of the night. First on the ground. First one was through the air, but gets her done. 20-0 Panther lead after a long, well-disciplined drive in response to the Paha Holt interception. And the extra point through the uprights, 21-7 for the Panthers. 3:35 left before halftime. We'll take one quick break and be back with a final 3.5 minutes. You're watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
Braves fans, do you need some dental work done? Well, come on out to Levon Family Dental. Dr. Casey Draper and his staff provide you with high-quality dentistry using the latest in technology and modern convenience. Check them out online at LevonFamilyDental.com or call 972-853-2100.
Third touchdown of the night for the Quinlan Forward Panthers. 3:35 left before halftime. Another opportunity for this Braves offense that, outside of their last drive, picked up multiple first downs in each of their first attempts, but stalled out after those first few first downs. But we'll see what they can do here. Eli Dixon back to receive the kick. We've got Jonathan Reed there with him. They've been kicking it short, probably wisely keeping it out of the hands of Reed and Dixon. Cade Connor has been receiving the kickoff. And they booted up a squib towards the middle. Ricardo Caballos with the return. He'll bring it to the 35. Not bad field position for the Braves. First and 10, 3:27 left to go in the second quarter. Still looking for their first points of the night. Couple of big pass plays, a 17-yarder from Callaway to Dixon. He's got about 30 yards receiving on the night. Elston, a couple of targets down the field, 20 receiving yards on his end early in the first half. Callaway back to pass, looks over. There's Elston, makes the catch at the 45, makes three men miss in succession into Panther territory. Stood up and eventually, very late, very much down the road, brought down just shy of the 40. So Elston, another big reception. $18-yard pitch and catch for Elston, his third reception of the night. Callaway back to pass, looking Elston's direction, going downfield. Allred, the target down the field. It was a very well-designed, not quite a pick play. You don't want to call it a pick play, but a crossing route down the field. Typically, you'll see this closer to the line of scrimmage, but the outside receiver working in, the inside receiver working out. And Allred had some separation, not quite expecting the football. His first target of the night. 2nd and 10 for the Braves. Two backs in the backfield with Callaway. Gets the snap, looks right, has some time, clean pocket, fires back towards Allred. And can't quite connect. Can't catch up to the pass. 3rd and 10 now. So the Braves obviously have a look that they like with Allred out there. One-on-one coverage. They typically don't have a whole lot of help over the top via the safety. Really kind of baiting you to go downfield. If it works out, great for the Braves. If not, it sets you up exactly where we're at now. 3rd and 10. 2:48 left before halftime. The last thing that you want to do is give this Panther attack another crack before halftime. Elston and Dixon at the bottom of the screen. Wilson and Connor in the backfield with Callaway. Allred up top by himself. Dixon in motion, goes right to left. Callaway drops back to pass, faces some pressure, tries to get it out towards Dixon over his head. In the blink of an eye, 4th and 10 from the 42-yard line. Interesting spots. If you're Coach Arteaga, do you want to sacrifice the field position? Allred's coming back out. And Coach Arteaga calls a timeout, their second of the half. We'll take one, too. 2:43 left to go before halftime. You're watching Community Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
The Community Athletic Booster Club is fired up to support our student athletes in Community ISD. With your help, we've awarded thousands in scholarships, boosted athletic excellence, and given back to every CISD sport, making a lasting difference in our students' lives. Next time you're on campus for a game, don't forget to stop by our concession stand. Every purchase helps us continue this incredible work.
4th and 10 for the Braves. Inside Panther territory at the 42-yard line. 2:43 left to go before halftime. Coaches always talk about how important the middle four is. The last 2 minutes before halftime and the first 2 minutes coming out. That's the Braves' best opportunity to get back into this game. They're sending the offense back out onto the field. Callaway in the shotgun. Looks down the field. Elston in and out of his hands at the 35-yard line. Would have had the first down and running. Ends up in a turnover on downs for the Braves. A key statistic that we're certainly looking at now. 1 for 4 on the night. Key statistic that really does a disservice to the statistics and how good this offense has been. They're efficient. They move the chains. They can pick up yards in chunks with this air raid offense and the playmakers that they have, but not resulting in points early on. And now gives this explosive Quinlan Ford offense another crack before the break. I'll have 2 minutes, 36 seconds to work with. They have made things much harder for the Panthers the last few drives, even forced a turnover in Paha Holt's interception. It's a swing pass out towards the top of the screen, caught past the 40 and a late marker going down. I think they're going to ring up Quinlan Ford for holding. And a face mask of some sort on the defense. The drive gets a little bit easier, I should say a lot bit easier with the personal foul. Inside Braves territory now, 44-yard line. And a fresh set of downs for the Panthers. .34 left before the break. Panthers scored 2 touchdowns in the first 6 plays from scrimmage, just one since. Wallace back to pass, swing out to the bottom of the screen, caught at the 35, makes a man miss at the 20, works his way back towards the middle of the field. Bo Long hawks him down from behind and makes a touchdown-saving tackle. We've seen a couple of really good plays from Bo Long tonight. We've seen him attack the gap, stop plays when he gets to them. And another example of that, it will be 1st and goal for the Panthers. Bo Long, a bit winded on the play. He'll step out. We're working our way towards the 2-minute mark. First and goal for the Panthers. Also worth mentioning, Quinlan Ford out of timeouts. So 12 seconds on the play clock. Or I thought they were out of timeouts. No timeout on the field. We'll take a break as well. Final 2 minutes of the first half. You're watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
The J.R. Airy State Farm Agency is proud to support community ISD athletics. At the J.R. Airy State Farm Agency, we're all about protecting what matters most: your family, your home, your future. Just like our Braves fight for every win, we're here to fight for you with personalized insurance and financial solutions. Cheer on Community ISD with us, and let's secure your tomorrow together. Like a good neighbor, JR is there.
First and goal for the Panthers. 1:55 on the clock. Wallace under center, loading the left side of the formation, hand off between the tackles, barrels his way through for a Panther touchdown, their fourth of the night. So on the bright spot, we do get another look at this Braves offense. Get to see the full 2-minute attack. Under 2 minutes now before halftime. Things only going to get harder from here. And another extra point through the uprights. 28-0. Panthers lead. 1:55 left to go before halftime. We'll take another break. You're watching Community Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
The Community Athletic Booster Club is fired up to support our student athletes in Community ISD. With your help, we've awarded thousands in scholarships, boosted athletic excellence, and given back to every CISD sport, making a lasting difference in our students' lives. Next time you're on campus for a game, don't forget to stop by our concession stand. Every purchase helps us continue this incredible work.
28-0 Quinlan Ford lead. 1:55 left to go before halftime. The Braves do get another crack at it before the halftime break. Jonathan Reed and Eli Dixon back at the 10-yard line to receive the kickoff. They haven't gotten to field one yet. They like to keep things short. The Bios picked up a kickoff return. Corey Connors picked a couple up. See what they have queued up here. This one booted as deep as they've kicked it. Fielded at the 28 by Connor. Gets through the first wave and drags a couple of Panther defenders past the 45-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for the Braves. 1:49 on the clock. They have 2 timeouts left. In favorable field position, they've moved the ball fairly well throughout the night. 1 for 4 on 4th downs is going to be the overhanging gloom. They can't put up points here. Cash Elston has been great down the field. They've also liked what they've seen with Allred. They targeted him a couple of times real deep. Currently nobody covering Allred at the bottom of the screen. They finally get somebody out there. Callaway in the shotgun. Connor's with him. Connor stays back in pass pro. Looks over the middle. Cash Elston drags a couple of defenders past the 40. First down for the Braves. "16-yard pitch and catch from Callaway to Elston. Elston gets the snap. Immediate pressure and brought down in the backfield. No answer there for Community. It was defensive back blitz. Wrathan Caps came in off the left side, untouched, had a clear shot at Callaway, and he took advantage. 1:12 on the clock. Braves burn a timeout. Opting to use their timeouts. We've seen some coaches throughout the first week of college football opt not to do so. If there's any Colorado Buffalo fans watching, you know exactly what I'm talking about. As Coach Deion Sanders said, he can't take them with you, so might as well use them. 2nd and 17 now for the Braves. Late chit-chat over. "54 receiving yards roughly for Cash Elston. I love targeting him down the field. Didn't get a whole lot of love out of the down the field last week. Last week they targeted Eli Dixon a lot more than they are tonight, but they like the matchup with Elston, a bit of a bigger receiver, and a nightmare matchup once you get him across the middle. 2nd and 17, Callaway with the snap. Immediate pressure again, brought down again. Back-to-back sacks for the Panther defense. This time it's Xavier Perez with a tackle. And the final timeout called from Community. We'll take a quick one. You're watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
Do you want to get ahead of the competition? Do you want access to a full indoor turf field, hit tracks and pro batter, pitching and hitting tunnels, pitching machines, golf simulators, a full-size gym, and more? Come to Inbounds Sports Training, right up the road from Community High School, located at 760 North FM 1138, or visit inboundssports.com.
3rd and 28 for the Braves, fresh out of their final timeout of the half. Have 69 seconds to work with at the 45-yard line on their side of the field. It's exactly where they started the drive. Picked up a 16-yard pitch and catch to Cash Elston, and back-to-back sacks have brought us here. Callaway back to pass. They set up the screen. There's Cade Connor. Receives it at the 43. Breaks the tackle at the 50. Cuts back inside the 40. Gets back a ton of yardage. 4th and 7 coming up for the Braves. Great work for Cade Connor. You're waiting for him to pop off a big play. There it was. Fourth and 8. And a false start. They'll move him back a little bit. So after the 21-yard completion from Grayson Callaway to Cade Connor, they move back another 5 yards back to 4th and 13. 34 seconds on the clock, no timeouts. Waiting for the clock to restart. Calling for a 10-second runoff with the offensive penalty this stage in the game. Clock running with 23 seconds left. Callaway looks down the field. Elston goes up for it, catches it, bounces off a defender, now towards the sideline, finally spun out of bounds inside the Panther 5-yard line. First and 10 for the Braves, 11 seconds on the clock. No timeouts, but Elston did get out of bounds. A gain of 33 yards for Cash Elston. And that puts him over 1,000 career receiving yards for his time as a Brave. And well earned. He's getting that done tonight. Callaway rolls right. Look towards the end zone. Dixon caught towards the pylon. Touchdown Braves. Eli Dixon. You're waiting for him to get involved in the contest, and there it is. Touchdown with 5 seconds. Not any time to spare. The Braves are on the board, trying to put the exclamation points on the outstanding 2-minute drive. Started at their 35-yard line. Picks up a first down with a pitch and catch to Elston. Brought back with back-to-back sacks. How often do you get to score a touchdown after giving up 2 sacks on the drive? They keep going, and Elston, trouble with the snap. They fired in towards the end zone, nobody home. The score will stay at 28-6, but an outstanding drive, primarily led by Cash Elston. Now is over 1,000 receiving yards as a Brave. Dixon's third reception of the night. He's got 37 yards. And 87 yards estimated for Cash Elston on 5 receptions. Was the catalyst of that drive. Callaway, obvious instructions, drop back, create some space, fired it down to Elston, give him a chance, and that's exactly what he did in double coverage. Went up for it, bounced off a defender who was surprised to see that Elston come down with it, and then eventually dragged out of bounds inside the 5, sets up the 4-yard touchdown pass to Eli Dixon, his second touchdown reception of the season, and comes in a huge spot. 6 ticks left of the clock before halftime. And booted away. Oh my goodness, what a punt. Into the end zone. Had the explosive Tyler Andrews looking back towards it like there's no way I'm messing with that. 6 seconds now. Now we have seen the Panthers score in a hurry. Their second touchdown on the first play of the second drive from 63 yards out. So they've hit on the big plays. Those big plays have come few and far between since that second drive concluded. 2 touchdowns in the first 6 plays, and they've had to grind out 2 more touchdowns since. Can't take anything for granted here. First and 10 from the 25-yard line. Wallace under center. Nobody directly behind him. I'm sure they'll move someone. Drops back to pass. They're being aggressive. Fires it down the field. He's got a man open. Turns around. Paha Holt on the coverage. Shuts him down and beat initially off the line of scrimmage. Is able to work back towards it and break up the pass. But now we go into halftime. 28-6 lead for Quinlan Ford. But the Braves pick up some momentum, get a final stop on a big play, and put up their first touchdown of the night on a 4-yard touchdown pass from Grayson Callaway to Eli Dixon. We'll be back with the second half. After this, you're watching a Braves football production on the Community Braves Network.
Hey Brave Nation, this is Community on Campus. Today we're at Ellis Elementary and we're going to be visiting classrooms and playing some competition games with the teachers.
I'm Autumn. And I'm Ben. This is Dr. Knowlton. And this is Miss Fall.
And we're going to play a game of Pictionary.
A smile.
A snail.
Good job!
Football.
A turtle. A fish. Turtle. A submarine. Seed. Whale. A bee.
Turtle.
Someone said it.
Dragon. I said me.
Who's it?
Who said it? What was it?
It's a bee.
Thank you so much for letting us come and compete today in your class.
I'm Ariana, and this is Dr. Knowlton. And I'm Max, and this is Lucero.
All right.
The games are led by Captain Henry Puckett and First Lieutenant Madison Kirkman. Social officers Caitlin Vega and Alejandra Almaguer. Spirit Girl of the Week is freshman Riley Riggs. The game of the week is freshman Maya Chapman. Tonight, the game will perform a palm routine to come on, feel the noise. Superior rated mighty brave bands. Band students of the week are freshman Luis Ibarra, sophomore Addie Chapman, junior Barbie Tina Gonzalez, senior Emma Rice, color guard Danae Stein, and section is microphones. Drum majors of the band are Jaden Hale, Ruth Rangel, Colby Anasat, and Daniel Zudi. Band directors are Joshua Kirkwow, Kyle Summit, Nick Feister, David Wright. Percussion director is Jordan Fitzwater, and color art director is Alexander Dawson, and assisted by Olivia Wilson. The band will perform part one of their halftime show entitled Old School, featuring music from 80s feature horn soloist Jaden Hale.
Thanks for sticking around for your halftime show. That was the Community Braves Band and the Dazzling Dames performing their halftime shows for 2025. Sorry, we're on the visitor side. Otherwise, we would have given you a better vantage point of that show. We are quickly going to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard for Community's 2025 opponents. First up, we look at Waxahachie Life and Canton. Canton is currently up 20-0 in the second quarter. And you're going to see a few more games like this. Sanger and Pottsboro are currently delayed due to weather. You might be able to see it in the top right corner of the screen. There is significant weather all over northeast Texas tonight, including, thankfully, just far enough away that we can continue playing this game. We're going to keep moving down the scoreboard. We have not gotten a report from Fort Worth, Western Hills, and Crum yet. That may or may not be delayed. But, however, Lake Dallas – that was intentional, folks. It's okay. Lake Dallas, number 11 in the state, in our district, is up 10-7 over Brewer at the half. Lake Dallas is our first district opponent of the 2025 season. Now moving into just district opponents. Number 7, Frisco Panther Creek is up 42-0 over Dallas Carter at the half. Aubrey is currently tied with Kennedale 10-10 in the second quarter. That score should be flipped. Greenville is currently losing to Sulphur Springs 28-6. We'll fix that next time we show the scoreboard. Again, Greenville is losing to number 9 Sulphur Springs 28-6. Salina and Waco La Vega, which should be a phenomenal game, is currently delayed due to weather. And at the half, Pleasant Grove, the number 4 team in 4A D2, is currently up 14-7 over Paris, number 20 in 4A D1. And as you remember, Paris, Salina, Sulphur Springs, Aubrey, and Frisco Panther Creek are all in our district, all in the top 25 folks, as well as Lake Dallas. That is it for the out-of-town scoreboard. We're going to return you to the performance by Quinlan Ford's dance team and then their band, and then we'll be back for the second half. You are watching the Community Braves Network.
The Quinlan Ford Panther Marching Band is proud to present Act 1 of their 2025 competition show, The Ice. The soloist this evening is Nathan Wright on trombone. This week's band members of the week are Ali Lopez Garcia and David Ayala. Color guard member of the week is Kylie Moore. And the section of the week is our trumpet section. The Panther Marching Band is under the field direction of drum majors Abella Lopez, Jackson Biggie, and Macy Boyer. The Panther Band proudly presents The Ice. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another big round of applause to both bands as they made that wonderful performance. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, there have been noted lightning strikes within 5 miles of the stadium. At this time, we have to actually evacuate the stadium. We're asking that all fans make your way to your vehicles. Any students, if you do not have parents here, you can go to the gymnasium. There will be teachers there.
Folks, if you're still here with us, we are currently in a 30-minute lightning delay at minimum. That delay will restart anytime we have lightning strike in the area, so we will try to keep you posted. But for now, we are in a 30-minute lightning delay. Thanks for staying tuned on the Community Braves Network.
And ladies and gentlemen, just another update. We still have lightning within the range. You can't be in the stadium, so we ask that you please make your way to your vehicles or in the gymnasium is fine. If you don't have anywhere to go, you're more than welcome to go into our gymnasium, or please make your way to your vehicle, and hopefully this stuff will pass pretty quick when we get back to our Friday night live. Again, please make your way to your vehicle and or the gymnasium. You're more than welcome to go to the gymnasium. Thank you. just struck. That means it starts over.
Awesome.
I wonder if I could set this underneath the table. Too tall for that? It's probably too tall.
How much do you care about your camera?
It's certainly not as expensive as that one. Sure. These are like the... There we go.
Hey, Brave Nation. We are excited to tell you that we are going to be back in just a few moments. The football teams are warming up on the field right now, and luckily this delay happened during halftime, so it was really only about 25 minutes more than a normal halftime would have been. We will be getting you back in action for the second half in just a few minutes. Right now, Community trails Quinlan Ford 28-6 in Quinlan. Second half starts in just a few minutes.
Welcome back to second half action. We are back after the lightning delay. We are rebuilding our camera set as of right now, but an exciting start for Community right out of the break. Quinlan Ford tries to catch Community off guard with an onside kick. Tries to see if Community's back up and energized. It doesn't make it the 10 yards. So the officials are currently at midfield discussing the ramifications. So it should be Community football on the right side of the field. We'll see just where they spot it. First and 10 for the Braves on the Quinlan Ford 39-yard line. Offense back out on the attack. Cash Elston, the star of the first half, 87 receiving yards. Set up that touchdown with 6 seconds left to go in the first half, and they get it out to him on the edge. Almost looked like a broken play in the backfield. They swing it out to him near the boundary. Can't quite come up with it. We've seen that a couple of times tonight, just not all the way in sync. But just 3 ticks off the clock in the third quarter. 2nd and 10 for the Braves at the Quinlan Ford 39-yard line. Again, Quinlan Ford attempted an onside kick, didn't make it the 10 yards. So not only do they not get possession of the ball, but they also give up yardage in a penalty. And now Callaway back to pass. He's hit, and the ball's out. Quinlan Ford picks it up, and it's a scoop and score. There is a penalty marker on the field. Curious what that's going to end up as. It's currently at the community 30-yard line, so if I had to guess, the fumble is going to stand. It's going to be Quinlan football, but the touchdown will be wiped off, and it looks like that's exactly what we're getting. So it will be first down Quinlan Ford after the Grayson Callaway fumble, strip sack. And they should still have fairly good field position on their first drive of the second half. Now each team with a turnover. Quinlan Ford threw an interception to Baja Holt in the second quarter, which stalled a very efficient, methodical drive for the Panthers. And now the Braves give one back to start the third quarter. Just 15 seconds off the clock in the second half. 1st and 10 for the Panthers at the community 40-yard line. 1st and 10. Halfback toss to the left side. Waits for a hole. Up the hashes past the 45. Inside the 35-yard line for community. So 2nd and 4 for the Panthers. 6-yard gain on the first play from scrimmage of the second half. $11:15 to go in the third quarter. Fresh off the delay. Just started in the second half. Halfback toss to the right side for Quinlan Ford. Turns up the Jets inside the 30, brought down at the 25-yard line. Devin Williams, the ball carrier for Quinlan. Will be enough for a Ford first down. 25-yard line for Quinlan Ford. To start the second half, they attempted an onside kick, didn't get the 10-yard line, or didn't get the 10-yard mark to attempt a recovery. Still tried to recover it anyways. And then 2 plays into the community Braves drive, it was a strip sack to turn the ball over. Now it's a counter play to the right side. Williams brought down Bo Long with the tackle in the open field. Had some green grass if he could evade Bo Long, but much easier said than done. Great tackle for number 10. Does fall forward for a couple of yards. Sets up 2nd and 8 from the 22-yard line. 10:13 on the clock. 28-6 lead for Quinlan Ford. They scored 2 touchdowns in their first 6 plays, and limited to another 2 touchdowns throughout the rest of this first and second quarters, and now driving on their first opportunity in the second half. Peyton Wallace under center for the Panthers, and a false start will kill this penalty before it gets started. Now will be 2nd and 13 from the community 27-yard line. Still trying to get our camera set back up so you can see the action. Ball set, 9:51 and counting. In quarter number 3, community has been able to move the ball fairly well offensively. Just 2 drives where they didn't get the first down. Then it was a 33-yard pitch and catch from Grayson Callaway to Cash Elston. And another pre-snap penalty on the Panthers. Illegal motion, had a man coming across the line of scrimmage on motion, and then somebody in the back thought it was his turn as well. So now a 2nd and 8 in the blink of an eye turns into 2nd and 18 from the 32-yard line. Not too often the Braves have caused them to get behind the sticks, but that's exactly where we are now. And Ford, not thrilled with how this half has started, decided to take a timeout. We'll keep it here. Lots of great stuff here from Quinlan Ford High School, QISD. 9:30 left to go in the third quarter. 28-6 lead for the Panthers. I'm going to give a quick shout out to our Brave of the Week. Our Brave of the Week is Kylie Bowman from Community High School. Kylie was nominated by Mrs. Fitzgerald for volunteering her time to serve in the Athletic Boosters concession stand during the varsity football game last week, all while rocking an arm sling throughout the whole time. Read all of Mrs. Fitzgerald's nominations and check out other brags on Braves for this week. And don't forget to nominate a Brave for next week's honor. We'll be back here on the Community Braves Network once again. Now we are ready to, or I thought we were ready to continue back-to-back-to-back pre-snap penalties from Quinlan Ford. They picked up a couple of first downs after forcing the fumble from Callaway. They had it set up 2nd and 8. And now, before even getting a real snap in, now faces 2nd and 23. Back-to-back-to-back false start penalties from the Panthers, including that one fresh out of a team timeout. So even after a break to reset, still struggling to get the snap off. Just what this Braves defense needed. This Panthers offense has been very diligent up and down the field. Haven't faced many 2nd and longs yet. 2nd and 23. And another one. Back-to-back-to-back-to-back pre-snap penalties against Quinlan Ford. Just a few moments ago, it was 2nd and 8. Now it's going to be 2nd and 28. 20 yards of penalties here now. And you typically don't see that from the home team. You saw it a couple of times in week 1 of college football, visiting rowdy environments. Cincinnati had a hard time getting the snap off against Nebraska. Who can blame them? Quinlan Ford having a hard time getting the snap off here. 4 consecutive false start penalties brings us to 2nd and 28. Peyton Wallace letting his guys have it. And another one. That's 5 consecutive pre-snap penalties. I've never seen anything like this before. And now you can start to feel some energy coming from the Braves sideline. What was 2nd and 8 a few minutes ago is now 2nd and 33. Back-to-back-to-back-to-back pre-snap penalties. And this Quinlan Ford offense features a lot of motions, opens up the door for these kind of mistakes. You typically don't see them strung together 5 in a row. They called the timeout after the second one to talk things over, and now 3 penalties since. And now some juice on the Community Braves defense. Kind of the best of both worlds. You get the momentum, you get the energy, but you also don't have to exhaust yourself to make the great play. Ready to go, 2nd and long. Bo Long jumps off sides, goes and gets the quarterback in a great tackle, but not going to count due to the offside penalty. Just a half a second early. So we'll go from 2nd and 33 to 2nd and 28 to the community 42-yard line. You do get a little bit of grace when, you just receive 25 yards in penalties. So not the end of the world, and a great spark of a play from Bo Long. Untouched to the quarterback. Would have been the first sack of the game for the Braves. They've been in his lap a couple of times. And we are back visually. This is awesome. I wish you guys could have seen the 5 consecutive false start penalties. That was pretty cool to see. Very unique situation. Don't get to see that too often. 8:19 on the clock. Wallace back to pass. Bo Long in his lap once again gets it out. Caught at the 30 and brought down right then and there. So good pitch and catch from Peyton Wallace and company, but great open field tackle. I believe that was Omar Soriano on the tackle. But we are back, set up for a 3rd and 16 from the community 30. Again, and they're running out of time. 6 seconds on the play clock. They'll have to hurry. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, still not set. And should have been another pre-snap penalty. They get away with it. A handoff to the left side. Brought down after a short gain. They'll pick up 2 yards on the play. 4th down and 4. And was shortly ago, 2nd and 32. So 4th and 4 doesn't sound that bad if you're on offense. 14. Oh, 4th and 14. Oh, yeah, I didn't see the yard to gain mark. Boy, we sure were behind. 4th and 14. The offense stays on the field. The Braves, an opportunity to get off the field and earn some momentum for their offense. 4th down. Braves. Wallace, back to pass, brought down in the backfield. It's a turnover on downs on the sack. Kelvin Shmouye. Outstanding answer back from the Braves defense. You give up the ball on your first offensive possession. It's a turnover. Gives Ford an opportunity to run away with the game, but the defense stays strong. They stay disciplined. They put some pressure on the offense, forces 4th and long, and Kelvin comes up with the defensive play of the game. And now you can feel some energy with this offense. Grayson Calloway and company back out onto the field. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the formation, 1 to the top. Connor in the backfield with Calloway. Calloway gets the snap, looks left, tries to hit Dixon across the middle, can't quite connect. And 2nd and 10. 6:38 left to go in the third quarter. The Braves an opportunity to bring this back to within a 2-score game. And a 2-score game feels so much different than a 3-score game. Just need a score, a stop, and a score at that point. But we got to get there first. Same formation, Callaway gets the snap. He looks left. Throws over the middle, is looking for Elston. Incomplete. Sets up 3rd and long for the Braves. Elston, 87 receiving yards, unofficially, of course. 87 receiving yards on 5 receptions in the first half. Brings him over the 1,000-yard mark in his Braves career. Excited to see what he'll get that number up to. Not sure what the record is exactly, but I'm sure he's gonna run up the score. 6:35 and counting left to go in the third quarter. Swing pass to get it out to Connor. 1 man to beat. Stiff arm. Great block down the field. Connor down the sideline. No one's catching him. Cade Connor from 65 yards out. Braves within 2 scores. Cade Connor in the backfield. Great blocking downfield, but none of that happens if he doesn't get the stiff arm at the 40-yard line. 65 yards out. And the second touchdown of the night for the Braves, and all of a sudden, you feel some momentum, you feel some energy, a little bit of a lull coming out of the delay, but now any energy on the field is felt by community. The band's getting excited, the crowd's into it. And we're 1 2-point conversion away from a 14-point game. Callaway in the shotgun, all by himself. Brings in Allred. He rolls out to his right. Bunch. Throws it up. Allred goes up and gets it. 28-14. The Panthers on top, on their heels, with 6:23 left to go in the third quarter. (28-14) lead for the Panthers. But all the momentum on the side of the Braves started in disaster mode for the Panthers. They tried an onside kick, didn't get it, gave up a penalty in the process, but immediately get the momentum back, force a strip sack against Grayson Callaway. And if you remember, they took that fumble back to the house, but was called back due to a penalty. So then it gives the Braves an opportunity to set up their defense and to get a stop. And then they were aided by 5 consecutive pre-snap penalties from Quinlan Ford. Ended up in a 2nd and 32. And a booming kick will go through the end zone. And the Braves defense holds strong. Forced to 4th and 14. got a sack along the way. Outstanding effort from the defense to force the turnover. And then it looked like it was setting up to be a quick 3 and out. Another wasted possession, another wasted opportunity. And then all of a sudden, Cade Connor finds some green grass in the backfield, sneaks out for a pass, and then takes it to the house from 65 yards out. And now 1st and 10 for the Panthers at their own 25-yard line. It's a handoff to the left side. Williams with some green grass gets to the sideline, pushed out by Jonathan Reed. Sort of the last line of defense before he's tiptoeing down the sideline for a touchdown. But they get the stop. Gain of 20 on the play. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. First and 10 for the Panthers. Send a man in motion. Tap back sweep to the left side. It's Teague. Earns 4 yards or so on the play. 2nd and 6 now for the Panthers. Finding their footing after what was a tumultuous first opportunity. .553 and paused at the moment. 2nd and 6. Panthers getting a sub in. Second and 6. 2 backs behind Wallace. Another halfback toss to the left side. Finds a crease down the seam. Dragged down, eventually pulled out of bounds. Omar Soriano on the tackle, finally gets him out. And another Panther first down. Trying to answer, all of a sudden you look up, 14 unanswered points by the Braves. We talk about all the time about how important that middle 8 is. 4 minutes before halftime, 4 minutes out of halftime. Braves won that by a wide margin, 14-0 margin in that run. But the Panthers back on the prowl. Wallace under center. Another halfback toss, same play 3 times in a row. This time goes for a short gain. The best result for the Braves defense in that run. Does still pick up 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 5 now. We work our way towards the 5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. In a bit behind schedule, a lightning delay during halftime. No tangible weather hiccups here at QISD Stadium. No rain, no heavy winds. In fact, nice breeze would be pretty nice. 7 seconds on the play clock. Wallace under center. It's a counter to the left side. Wrapped up and falls forward for a short gain. 3rd down. Third and 3 for the Panthers on the 24-yard line. We saw them go for it 4th and 14 just a few minutes ago from this same part of the field. So you got 2 downs to get 4 yards. And 2 plays to force a turnover for Community. Wallace under center. It's quarterback keeper to the right side. Finds some green grass and falls forward towards the 15-yard line. 1st down, Panthers. First and 10 now from the 17-yard line. 3:34 and counting in the 3rd quarter. Wallace breaks the huddle, 19 on the play clock. Under center and a diamond of backs behind him. Hands off to the right side. Green grass in front of him. And he'll tiptoe into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Tyler Andrews with his second touchdown run of the night. Breaks the momentum that Community had built up over the last 10 minutes of gameplay. And the PAT just as good as the first four. Panthers jump out to a 35-14 lead. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
Braves fans, do you need some dental work done? Well, come on out to Levon Family Dental. Dr. Casey Draper and his staff provide you with high-quality dentistry using the latest in technology and modern convenience. Check them out online at levonfamilydental.com or call 972-853-2100.
35-14 lead for the Panthers off of the 17-yard touchdown run from Tyler Andrews. Cade Connor comes up on the kickoff, fielded at the 35, gets a couple of blocks down the middle of the field, brought down at the 49-yard line in plus territory for the Braves. Two of their last three drives resulting in touchdowns. They had a long 2-minute drill drive and scored with just 6 seconds left to go before halftime. Got the ball back, turned it over. It was a strip sack against Grayson Calloway before the defense made a great stand. But then their last drive looked like it was going to stall once again. 3rd and 10, and then Cade Connor sneaks out of the backfield, picks up the screen pass, and takes it 65 yards to get their second score of the night. Missed the extra point on the first one, made the 2-point conversion to bring us to an even 14 points for the Braves. Now they set over in Panther territory. Dixon comes into motion. Callaway gets the snap, hands off to Connor between the tackles. Met in the backfield. Sneaks out, finds a crevice to pick up 4 yards on the first down attempt. Just the 4th carry for Connor tonight for 11 yards. Was the primary back in the first half last week. And a very impressive first half. And rung up for the false starts. So the 4 yards that he gained on first down, he gives right back and then some. It'll be 2nd and 11 coming up here. Three wide receivers up top in Allred, Dixon, and Elston. Callaway drops back to pass. Dixon over the middle, in and out of the hands at the 45. Dylan Testa at the bottom of the formation. 3rd and 12 now for the Braves. Again, exactly where they were just a few minutes ago when they hit the 65-yard screen pass to Cade Connor for a touchdown. We've seen them turn nothing into something at this stage in the game. At this part of the field, think that you might have 2 cracks at it if you can pick up some yardage here. 2-by-2 formation, Callaway in the shotgun. Connor in the backfield with him. Elston. They set up that same screen. This time can't connect with Connor. Got behind a couple of defenders up front, so it would have been a successful play if they're able to connect. Interesting spot for Coach Arteaga and what he wants to do. 4th and 12, not an ideal spot to be aggressive, but you're also down by 3 touchdowns in the second half. So they leave the offense out, 3-by-1 formation. 3 wide receivers up top. Connors to the left of Callaway in the backfield. Callaway drops back to pass, gets it out to Dixon. Makes one man miss, makes another, turns it upfield past the 40, just at the sticks. First down for the Braves on the 12-yard pitch and catch for the Braves. Dixon's first completion, his fourth completion of the night. Yeah, the touchdown pass at the end of the second quarter. And a big one there as well. Callaway back to pass again. Looks back to Dixon in the middle. Breaks the tackle at the 30. Splits the hashes. Touchdown, Braves. Eli Dixon from 39 yards out. That's exactly what they were wanting to do in the first half. Unable to connect on a couple of passes. But now that they are, you can see the danger that Eli Dixon poses to opposing defenses. His second touchdown grab of the night, his third of the season. Now they send the PAT, two-point conversion team. 2-by-2 formation. Callaway sends Alston across the formation. Snap gets past Callaway and has to just fall on it. But dangerous spot to give up another 2 points to the defensive unit of the Panthers. But a 35-20 game. The Braves not going away. We'll take a step aside. You're watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
Do you want to get ahead of the competition? Do you want access to a full indoor turf field, hit tracks and pro batter, pitching and hitting tunnels, pitching machines, golf simulators, a full-size gym, and more? Come to Inbounds Sports Training, right up the road from Community High School, located at 760 North FM 1138, or visit inboundssports.com.
35-20 lead for the Panthers of Quinlan Ford, but the Braves not going anywhere. 4th and 12 for the Braves near midfield. They find Eli Dixon for 12 yards, just enough for a first down to keep it moving. And then very similar action the next play. Eli Dixon over the middle. This time he breaks the tackle, splits the hashes, and tiptoes into the end zone from 39 yards out to get their third touchdown of the game. And another kickoff through the end zone. Colt Story showing off the boot. His third touchback of the night. Puts Eli Dixon unofficially at 88 yards on 5 receptions with 2 touchdowns for the Braves. 1:59 left to go in the third quarter. The Panthers turned it over on downs, their first chance in the second half. And completed a 17-yard touchdown run from Tyler Andrews not too long ago. Get it out to the outside. It's Williams up the sideline, pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line, and a couple of Braves down in the backfield. An injury timeouts. We'll take 1-2. You're watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
The J.R. Airy State Farm Agency is proud to support Community ISD athletics. At the J.R. Airy State Farm Agency, we're all about protecting what matters most: your family, your home, your future. Just like our Braves fight for every win, we're here to fight for you with personalized insurance and financial solutions. Cheer on Community ISD with us, and let's secure your tomorrow together. Like a good neighbor, JR is there.
I thought it was going to help me, and it did. It did help me. I got a lot more cheered up. I was a lot more happy with myself lately. And it really like gives you a person to talk to.
He has helped me by getting more excited for school and getting more happy and getting more friends.
Tener un spirit mentor es como like, me ayuda a calmarme un poquito y me ayuda a...
First and 10 for Quinlan Ford at their own 39-yard line. 1:52 left in the third quarter. Halfback toss brought down in the backfield. Not brought down in the backfield. Stood up initially. Squeaks out of it. And gets a gain of 6 on the play. And a flag on the play. It was Mason Teague on the carry. And a penalty against Community. One of the downsides of being in the visiting booth, don't quite get a good look on what they're signaling out there. Late hit out of bounds. Sets up the Panthers' first and 10 from the Community 40-yard line. 1:46 on the clock. Panthers already 5 touchdowns on the board so far and driving. Third time they've been this part of the field. This second half is also right around the point in the field where they rattled off 5 consecutive pre-snap penalties. We went from 2nd and 8, which is exactly where we're at now, 2nd and 8 to 2nd and 32. Trying to avoid that fate here. 2nd and 8 from the 38. Peyton Wallace and company. Under center and a diamond of backs behind him. They hand off to the right side. It's Williams. Wrapped up and brought down shy of the 30. Set up 3rd and short. Third and 2. Essentially 2 down to get 2 yards. But even more important for the Braves to get push up front, try to create a negative play, and try to set up a 1v1-esque play. 43 seconds and counting. Wallace under center. Fakes the toss, quarterback keeper to the right side. Kicks it out. Sheds a tackle, brought down at the 20. It's a nice solo tackle from Grayson Abbott. Saves the touchdown for the Braves defense. Does result in a first down for the Panthers. .30 seconds now. There is about a 5-second difference between the game clock and the play clock, so you do have to snap it at least one more time. Wallace hands it off on the perimeter. Gets to the sideline, tiptoes, and pushed out of bounds inside the 5. Another first down for the Panthers with 9 seconds left in the quarter. First and goal from the 3. Clock stopped at 9 ticks. First and goal for the Panthers. Wallace under center. Hands it off to the right side, tiptoes, and drags him into the end zone for a Panther touchdown. David Williams from 3 yards out. 41-20 in the extra point, sky high. Makes it 42-20 for the Panthers. And some yellow hankies on the field. could result in some favorable field position for the Braves, who have scored touchdowns in 2 of their last 3 drives. Picked up a 4-yard touchdown reception from Callaway to Dixon, with just 6 seconds left in the first half. And then shortly after the second half started in the third quarter, found Cade Connor, a 65-yard screen pass. The extra point is good. There's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against both teams. So those penalties will offset, so net nothing. And then on the last drive, Eli Dixon comes up huge again. It was 4th and 11. He picks up 12 yards on a reception. Just a quick slant route. Gets a little bit of separation, and Callaway hits him right in the hands. It worked so well, they thought, let's do that again. Same play. Dixon right in the gloves. Makes a man miss. Turns on the Jets. Finds the end zone from 39 yards out. So we talked a lot about the first 6 quarters, almost 6 full quarters of this Braves offense. Have moved the ball well, have gotten first downs, but still have had a hard time closing out drives, creating big plays to get points on the board. They've certainly found some rhythm here. 7 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Reed and Dixon back to receive the kick, although they have not received one yet. They've been trying to keep it out of their hands by kicking it short. They'll do so again. Cade Connor comes up on this one at the 30. Makes a man miss initially and then tiptoes towards the sideline. Finally brought down at the 35-yard line. That's where the Braves will start their drive in what will be the last play of the third quarter. First and 10 for Community at their own 35-yard line. Three wide receivers stacked at the bottom of your screen. One up top, and Connor in the backfield with Callaway. Callaway gets the snap, immediately looks over at that trio of receivers. Dixon over the middle again, caught in midfield, trucks a defender at the 45, and picks up the first down. When we return, it's the fourth quarter. First and 10 Braves. You're watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
Let's remember to play, coach, officiate, and support the Texas way with respect for others, self-control, and true sportsmanship. Our student athletes are here to learn life lessons through sport. Win or lose, your actions during competition and in the stands reflect your character. Play with pride, play with honor, play the Texas way. Learn more at playthetexasway.com. During this break in the action, take a moment to follow Community ISD. On Facebook and Instagram, we're easy to find. Our handle is Community ISD.
First and 10 Community on the opposing 43-yard line after the 23-yard pitch and catch from Grayson Callaway to Eli Dixon. That puts Dixon over the century mark on the night, unofficially 113 receiving yards on 6 receptions and 2 touchdowns. Same formation, 3 wide receivers stacked one behind the other at the top of the formation, 1 lone receiver to the bottom, and Connor in the backfield with Callaway. They give it to Connor, open grass in front of him, 30, 20, 10, nobody close. Touchdown Braves. But a penalty marker near the backfield, and this one's coming back. Would have been a 43-yard touchdown run from Cade Connor. And that's exactly what this offense is meant to look like. It's an air raid offense. They typically don't target down the field a whole lot, but they try to get the ball to their playmakers out in space on the perimeter. Why do they want to do that? So you can have plays like that where everybody is so worried about every potential receiver, every running back, that it spreads everybody out. Everybody's on their heels. And then something as simple as a halfback handoff to the right side can turn into a 43-yard gain. But the holding penalty brings it back inside their own territory. 1st and 20 from the 47-yard line. 3 wide receivers at the bottom of the formation, including Grayson Shelton checking in for Eli Dixon. And a penalty marker, delay of game on Community. Another twist in the wound on what you felt was a touchdown run, now 1st and 25 on their own 42-yard line. Shelton at the bottom of the formation. Cash Elston one above him, and Allred one above him. Callaway looks to throw. Immediate pressure, sets up the screen. This time, Quinlan Ford ready for it. They bring Cade Connor down in the backfield for a loss of 4 yards. 2nd and 29 now. Good news for the Braves. Eli Dixon checks back into the game. Looked like he had gotten beat up a little bit on that 23-yard reception. That gave the Braves their first down of the series. Sat out for a couple of plays, now back in. Braves still not set. 10 seconds on the play clock. Need to hurry. 6 seconds now. Still not set. 4 seconds now. 3 seconds. 2 just in time. Callaway back to throw. Over the middle. Almost intercepted. And it was hit as he was throwing it, so couldn't quite step into it. Put juice on it. 3rd and 29 now for the Braves. They've hit some pretty big plays here recently. Receptions of 23 and 39 and 12 to Eli Dixon. Receptions of 33 and 16, 18 to Cash Elston, who haven't really targeted in the second half much, or haven't had much success with it at least. 3rd and 29. And the cascade of receivers at the top, but Quinlan Ford wants to talk about it. Big 3rd down. We'll take a break too. You're watching Community Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
The J.R. Airy State Farm Agency is proud to support Community ISD athletics. At the J.R. Airy State Farm Agency, we're all about protecting what matters most: your family, your home, your future. Just like our Braves fight for every win, we're here to fight for you with personalized insurance and financial solutions. Cheer on Community ISD with us, and let's secure your tomorrow together. Like a good neighbor, JR is there.
Third and 29 for the Braves out of the Quinlan Ford timeouts. For those keeping track at home, they have used 2 timeouts. They have 1 timeout left, as we know. 3rd and 29. Callaway in the backfield. Connor to his right. Hands off to Connor. Has some blockers in front of him. Gets that block past midfield. Drags the defender past the 45-yard line. Comes back to the original line of scrimmage. Sets up a very interesting spot for Coach Arteaga. I think I know what he'll do here, and that's not punt it. 4th and 10 now. 3 wide receivers up top. They've had some success with Dixon on the slant routes. We'll see where they want to go here. That's exactly where they want to get to, but Dixon can't quite catch up to it. Results in a turnover on downs. And Quinlan Ford will take over at the 43-yard line. Two for 6 on the night from 4th down. Community is, and that's been the difference on when they're scoring points and when they're not. That feels very obvious, but that's been their Achilles heel. They've moved the ball very well throughout the contest. Going into the half, 138 passing yards from Grayson Calloway. He's probably picked up that and then some already here through the first 15 minutes. Wallace back to throw, brought down from behind. How did he hang on to it? Not sure, but another big sack from Kelvin Shamuiwa. His second sack of the night. That one comes up huge. Second sack of the night for Kelvin. 2nd and 14 for the Panthers from their own 39-yard line. Wallace under center. Hands it off. It's Tyler Andrews. He's got 2 touchdowns already. Works his way towards midfield. Not enough for a first down, but a good gain. Sets up 3rd and short for the Panthers. Third and 4. Officially under 9 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Braves down 22. Wallace under center. Diamondbacks behind him. He'll keep it himself off the right side. Just barrels past the line to gain mark. First down for the Panthers at the 47-yard line of Community. First and 10 for the Panthers. Wallace hands it off between the tackles. It's Devin Williams past the 35. Good for another Panther first down. Spot the ball at the 33-yard line. First and 10, Quinlan Ford. They're marching down the field once again. Wallace under center. Couple of backs behind him. Sends a man in motion. Between the tackles again. This time it's Rathan Capps with the carry. Barrels his way towards the 25-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. 2nd and 3 for the Panthers. From the 24-yard line. Squeezing the air out of the stadium a bit. Taking their time. Marching methodically. The Braves getting in plenty of substitutions. Trying to keep fresh bodies through. The Panthers not making anything easy defensively for Community. 2nd and short. Wallace under center. It's a halfback toss to the right side. It's Mason Teague up the sideline and a penalty marker very late. Curious what this is going to be, because it looked like the only 2 people within earshot was Peyton Wallace and the official. And they're going to call something holding against Community. Gives Quinlan Ford the first down and plenty of yardage to go with it. First and 10 for the Panthers inside the Brave 15-yard line. First and 10 from the 12. 9 seconds on the clock. They're still in the huddle. They do have 1 timeout left. 5 seconds on the clock. needing to hurry. 2 seconds, and they're not going to get it off. They're going to call a timeout. And we'll take 1, 2. Now, for those keeping track at home, that's their third timeout of the second half. We'll take a timeout, too. You're watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
The Community Athletic Booster Club is fired up to support our student athletes in Community ISD. With your help, we've awarded thousands in scholarships, boosted athletic excellence, and given back to every CISD sport, making a lasting difference in our students' lives. Next time you're on campus for a game, don't forget to stop by our concession stand. Every purchase helps us continue this incredible work.
First and 10 from the 12 after the community defensive penalty. 6:15 left to go in the fourth quarter. 42-20 lead for Quinlan Ford. They have the ball marching down the field. Community's hardly had an answer for them on this drive. Here's the snap. Wallace back to throw. Gets it out into the flat. Caught. Broken tackle inside the 10. Just shy of the goal line for the Panthers. Is going to be good for a first down. It'll be first and goal from inside the 1 yard line. A 22-point lead for the Panthers. Looking to extend that to 29. Uh-oh, late substitution coming in for Community. And an injury timeout onto the field. Doesn't look like anything serious. As Isaac Foy hops up and works his way towards the sideline. Does give us an opportunity to talk about homecoming. Homecoming's Monday, and we'll be celebrating from September 8th through the 12th, beginning with our annual parade and pep rally, set for Monday, September 8th, and co-hosted by KISS FM. Our theme this year is Operation Excellence. Mission accepted, victory expected. You can find out more about the theme and read up on dress-up days and other important details on our website, communityisd.org. First and goal from the 1 yard line. The Panthers handed off to the left side, stood up in the backfield, and stuffed. Second and goal. We'll do it again from the 1. Clock now under 6 minutes to go. Peyton Wallace under center, tosses it to the left side, touchdown Panthers. Xander Sharp on the carry, tiptoes his way into the end zone, and a good push up front from Quinlan Ford to extend the lead 48-20. And the BAT team out to try to make it 7 for 7 tonight. Impressive leg there, and he just booms it through. Any further would have ended up in the trees behind the goalpost. 49-20 lead for the Panthers. We'll step aside. You're watching Community Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
Braves fans, do you need some dental work done? Well, come on out to Levon Family Dental. Dr. Casey Draper and his staff provide you with high-quality dentistry using the latest in technology and modern convenience. Check them out online at levonfamilydental.com or call 972-853-2100.
49-20 lead after the 1 yard touchdown run from Xander Sharp extends the lead to 29 with 5:15 left to go in the fourth quarter. Also, if you're looking for some weekend plans and have College Football 26, we do have a Community Braves team builder team that you can use. I'll certainly be using them in Dynasty mode. Got them downloaded in Conference USA, ready to work our way up through the college football ranks. That's one of the benefits of having a solo broadcast. Nobody can stop me from talking about my college football dynasties. But we got the jerseys, and they look very accurate. They look very good. That's what I'll be doing all weekends. Shout out Chris Mikoski for putting that together. A lot of good work there. There was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after the play, so they've moved up the kickoff to the 45-yard line, and he'll just boom it through almost through the uprights, almost got all the way there. But no return for the Braves, and they'll set up shop 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. We've started to see some of the potential of this Community Braves offense. We've seen flashes throughout the first, call it 6 quarters, where they've moved the ball well. You see what they want to do. They want to get the ball to their playmakers in space. Because when you can do that, it keeps the defense on their heels. You can't really hone in on 1 or 2 players, and it's really hard to do with these pass catchers from Eli Dixon to Cash Elston, who both had very big nights. That really makes you win your one-on-one battles, and they've had opportunities. They left meat on the bone, but plenty of potential you can see here from this offense. And Grayson Calloway and company back out 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line, 5:12 to go. Two wide receivers up top, 2 to the bottom. Callaway by himself in the backfield. He rolls right. Looks for Dixon downfield, but off his back foot, can't get enough zip to it. Working in some new bodies. Alex Krichka into the game. Was out wide on that last play. Second and 10 from the 25. Krichka, Dixon, and Elston at the bottom of your screen. Callaway by himself. Connor just off tackle. Callaway gets the snap, rolls out. Same play, Dixon makes the catch and brought down immediately. Great open field tackle. Sets up 3rd and 8. They're going to say no gain on the play. 3rd and 10 now. Dylan Test at the top of your screen. Ten seconds on the play clock. Braves still not set. 7 seconds, Callaway in the shotgun. Team set, 3 seconds on the clock. Takes one last look, snaps the ball with 1 second on the play clock, and brought down in the backfield. Didn't see him coming, and Callaway stung on the play. 4th down for the Braves. Fourth down, looks like the offense still out there, and they bring back in Adam Allred to boot it away. Clock winds under 4 minutes to go. Panthers not sending anyone back to return. 5 seconds on the play clock. Still missing someone on the Braves, so Coach Ortega will use his second timeout of the half. We'll take 1, 2, 3:30 left to go in the fourth quarter. You're watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.
The Community Athletic Booster Club is fired up to support our student athletes in Community ISD. With your help, we've awarded thousands in scholarships, boosted athletic excellence, and given back to every CISD sport, making a lasting difference in our students' lives. Next time you're on campus for a game, don't forget to stop by our concession stand. Every purchase helps us continue this incredible work.
4th and 16 out of the timeout for Community. 3:30 on the clock. Allred back to punt. Nobody back to return for the Panthers. Snap comes in. And a great punt from Allred. Low Stinger takes advantage of lack of returner. Rolls inside the 35-yard line. And gets him back at the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. It was an opportunity to talk about the volleyball team out in action. They earned a sweep at Crandall on Tuesday, and they're on the road for a tournament at Sulphur Springs Thursday and Saturday. But the road came at Dodge City, sandwiched between on Friday. Come check out your Braves volleyball team throughout the week. Getting off to a great start this fall. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Like they're starting to sub folks in. Looks like it's Peyton Wallace still under center. New cast around him. Handoff between the tackles. Met at the line of scrimmage. He'll fall forward for a couple of yards. Second and 7 for the Panthers. Wallace breaks the huddle. 5 on the play clock. Sends a man in motion. Hands it off to the right side. Past the 40. Brought down by a group of Braves. They'll be right at the sticks. They are waving for a first down for the Panthers. Wallace under center. Strong side to the right. Counter to the left. And brought down for a short gain. An official timeout will give us the opportunity to congratulate our 1,500th student, Kevin Guzman, the 1,500th CHS student enrolled for this year, the first time in community school history that the high school has hit that milestone. And we were even able to surprise Kevin on Thursday with a plaque commemorating his special place in community history. Kevin, welcome to Brave Nation. 2nd and 6 for the Panthers once we return to the field. And ready to resume. Peyton Wallace takes his place under center. 3 backs to the left. Handoff between the tackles once again. And in a cloud of dust, picks up a short gain. 3rd and 4 coming up for the Panthers. Now under the 2-minute mark. It was a quick start for the Panthers. They scored 2 touchdowns on their first 6 plays to jump out to a 14-0 lead. Braves defense found their footing throughout, picked up a forced fumble along the way. Gave up 2 touchdowns throughout the rest of the second quarter, but then scored a touchdown of their own from Callaway to Dixon from 4 yards out. Get a touchdown on the board. As it's a handoff off the left side, stiff arm down the sideline inside the 25-yard line. Out of bounds right at the 25-yard line, and that's when we got to see the Braves offense really find some rhythm. Scored that touchdown before half. Got a 65-yard touchdown pass from Grayson Callaway to Cade Connor to bring it back to within a 2-score game. Panthers answered back with a 17-yard touchdown run from Tyler Andrews, but the Braves not going gentle into the dark night. Callaway found Dixon on a slant from 39 yards out, bring it back to within 15 points, and the Panthers regaining their footing with back-to-back touchdowns, one from Devin Williams from 3 yards out, and then Sanders Sharp found the end zone from the 1-yard line. And now the Panthers in victory formation, but not before a penalty marker. .48 seconds left. A false starts on Quinlan Ford. A very interesting second half. We had the weather delay right at halftime, delayed things a little bit. Both teams looking a little bit slow coming out of the break. Community had the football. What looked to be a strip sack, scoop, and score for Quinlan Ford, called back to a holding penalty. Resulted in Quinlan Ford setting up around midfield and then rung up for 5 consecutive false start penalties. And what sparked this minor comeback from Community and brought it back to within 2 scores. But they'll kneel it out, and that'll do it for us tonight. 49-20. Victory for Quinlan Ford. Ready to sign off from Quinlan, Texas, week 3 next week. We'll be right here on the Community Braves Network. Best place to watch Braves football is at Brave Stadium in Nevada. Second best place is right here. We'll have all the action for you once again. And that'll do it for us tonight. Another wonderful broadcast. Thank you, Cooper Wells and company, for a great production work. We'll be back next Friday. You've been watching Braves football on the Community Braves Network.